A very good morning. It's Mark here, Tuesday, December the 23rd, just after 7:50 a.m. Eastern, just after 12:50 p.m. GMT. US session about to get underway. Let's have a look how the markets stand. US dollar index picking up from where it left off yesterday, a gap down to start the session. And you can see the sell-off continuing. I've got resistance at 97.87 and support already at 97.50, matching the support level from last week, 16th of December. So weak US dollar to start. We'll see whether that follows through and is maintained through the US session, which is about to get underway, or if buyers do step in here and fight back and look up back at this resistance level. EMA is about to cross over, but it's a daily chart, so we'll need the end of day before we can determine that. But the little fight back, you can see there's a small wick. If I go to the hourly, there you can see in the past couple of hours attempted fight back by the US starting right now. We'll see whether that does continue up to the resistance level, or at least test that level, or if sellers continue with this, what we've seen through the Asian and European sessions so far, and look down at this support level. Let's have a look at the S&P. Still a good 1.5 hours away from Wall Street opening up. So we're looking at the futures market for now. And very little, slightly down red candlestick, but that's pretty much where it closed yesterday. I've got support at 6,921. I've got resistance sitting at 6,937. EMAs did cross over yesterday. We'll see whether this continues what we saw yesterday, demand for S&P, for the index, and if buyers do go up and test this 6,937 and follow up from what we've seen the last 3 days. Alternatively, if sellers do step in off this area like we've seen yesterday and today's high and look back down at the support level at 6,900 and look to get below the 6,900 level. Let's have a look at gold. Just continuing a really strong day yesterday, over $90. We saw a new record high being set, gap higher to start today, and demand continuing, a new record high sitting at 4,497, almost at that 4,500 level for now. I've got support at 4,456. We'll see whether this can be maintained if sellers do step in for some profit taking, which would not be surprising, and we see prices come down. But this stage, the inverse relationship certainly playing out. Weak US dollar, strong gold, demand for the safe haven commodity. We'll see how much higher that can go during the US session. Let's have a look at Brent oil. Third day of demand for oil, which bounced up from last week's really strong and sharp sell-off, fought back, maintained around that $60, that support area, then fought back to close last week, continued today, and looks to be continuing so far today as well. I've got support at 61.32. I've got resistance at 61.74, slightly higher than yesterday. We'll see whether that can be maintained if buyers continue to maintain control and look up at the $62 level or higher. If sellers do step in, of course, they'll be looking down at this support level. EMAs have crossed over and looks like strong oil could continue going into the US session at least. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin sitting pretty flat. I've got support at 86.9. Let's call that 87,000. And I have resistance at 88.9, almost 89, roughly a $2,000 range. Yesterday, Bitcoin did try higher, got sold off and came back down to close alongside the previous day's close around that 88,000. Today has gone lower of what support at that 86.9 has tested the 87,000. We'll see where the sellers continue with that, break below and look down at that 84,000 support area. If buyers do step in, they'll be looking up at this 90,000, which at one time did look pivotal, but buyers do have to get back up uh, to that resistance area. Red candlestick to start. We'll see whether that does maintain through the US session. Good trading. Keep that discipline. I'll see you at the end of day.